watching, listening, of course, 93.9 FM. We got an audio stream, Docomo Channel 10, streaming also KUAM a news app and KUAM.com, and, of course, on the KUAM News Facebook page. Good morning. 7:48. Let's go to Dr. Tom Shieh here, who, Doc, I just want to start with this. What did you make of that farce of a press conference yesterday? And
that was incredible. I usually don't watch it, but just so happened that I caught that towards that part of it, and I was like, that's a straightforward question. If you have nothing to hide, you can just answer that question. There's no need to cut the reporter off and then cut him off again, and then it's just incredible. I mean, have we come down to this point in our government system that they can't even answer the question straightforward? It's a common question. It is a relevant topic. Any COVID funding, we're talking about economic recovery, getting people back to work, etc. So any COVID funding is open to question. I think that was a relevant question. It's not something that they should have just avoided.
How hard would it have been, Doctor, for Governor Lulian Guerrero or Lieutenant Governor Josh Denorio, for that matter, to interrupt their communications director and say, no, Janela, actually, we're going to answer this because, they're right. People do want to know about this, so it's okay.
It's not hard at all. I mean, listen, if you ask me that question, if I was the one that's sitting there and I'm the boss, okay, I'll just say this. I'll answer the question straight up. I did take the campaign money, but that's the election. There's nothing to do with our procurement of this hotel. The hotel was procured because, it was a cheap hotel, and whatever you got to say, just say it.
Right. Or it's how about my chief of staff overnighted a Pacific Star. We're still looking into it. He may have taken 3 of the little shampoo bottles. I mean, something. It just, to me, it's mind-blowing that they think if they just duck down in their shell, all the troubles are going to go. It's almost as if they think they have a magic wand or something,
Yeah.
Wave it away.
Even with the chief of staff, if he has gotten a suite or whatever it is, you can also come out and say, well...
He should be out here. He should be out here telling people.
Well, he is my chief of staff. He deserved to have a suite. He is in the top-ranking official of Guam. And, of course, he's going to get a suite. You can say it. It's okay. Be transparent. To not be transparent and to dodge questions, to hide things, they're going to say, oh, we're not trying to hide things. Well, if you're not trying to hide things, I'd like to them to, for $128 million or $127, whatever it is, list it down, itemize, and give it to the media without the media having to go and get this Freedom of Information Act and waiting and all that. That wastes time. Just be honest and say, hey, every week, every Friday, we're going to give you a list of items. This is how we're drawing down this bank account. Have the bank account, $128 million, and $1 million goes here, $1 million goes there. Every item until the very last dollar is spent. That's transparency for you, and they shouldn't be afraid to do that. A transparent government is a good government. If a government wants the people to follow you, you got to be transparent.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting, Doc, because doctors, a lot of doctors that we talked to during this COVID-19, well, except for the couple on the advisory group, but a lot of the doctors have been saying, hey, we need more transparency. The mayors have been saying we need more transparency from this administration. The senators have been saying we need more transparency from this administration. The media has been saying we need more transparency from this administration. The people of Guam have been saying we need more transparency. You see a trend here, Doc? Is it just me, or do you see a trend?
Yeah, the transparency is a big issue. Now I'm starting to question, hey, are the report you're giving me from public health, is it true?
Yeah. This is the
no
danger of
what's coming out. I even talked to the doctors who was on that advisory board. I said, you guys got to be transparent. Oh, Tom, listen, we just want to focus on the mission. Well, mission essential is transparency. Mm-hmm. I scold them. I mean, they say, oh, well, Tom, don't do that. I still scold them. Mm-hmm. Be transparent. If every clinic out there is under the government's control or under the government, whatever the COVID-19 testing system is, if they're going to get paid, be transparent. It's okay. It's work being done. Don't hide it. Don't try to say, we're doing it for free. Come on. Just be transparent. It's okay.
Yeah. Are they all getting paid?
Who's getting paid, Doc?
You got to ask the governor that.
Well, we're going to get muted if we ask that.
Well, you can get muted, but the people are listening to you. So keep it up. I think it's the media's job to investigate and look at transparency of the government, because if the government is not transparency, that's a rogue government. You need to look at that. You got to have transparency. That's the hallmark of a good government.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know who. I would have loved to have been in that meeting where, was it the governor? Was it the lieutenant governor who said, I don't want to answer any questions about Tony Babauta. God, I don't want to do this press conference because they're just going to ask about Tony Babauta sleeping in the stupid media.
Gosh,
and so maybe
Josh was there. And didn't
he didn't even. Did he say a word?
No.
I don't know. Everybody was in a mask. I don't know who's who actually.
What about the optics of that, Doc, where you have media asking? Go ahead.
Here is my suggestion. Yeah. My suggestion is, this is a Zoom conference, right, that they're doing?
Yeah.
Take off your mask. Everybody go into a room of your own. Take off your mask, go into a room of your own, and talk without looking at each other. Everybody's on Zoom conference. You can do it. So you don't have to wear your mask.
Right.
The New York governor is doing the press conference 6 foot apart. He doesn't wear his mask. There's other governors out there that are doing their press conference. There's no mask. It's Zoom conference. Each of you get into a room and do it from there.
I don't want to focus too much on the mask thing. I'd rather focus on the point that, like our Adriana Cotero, for example, asked a question. It was a long question. The lieutenant governor, the governor, Dr. Ricky Hernandez, Dr. Felix Cabrera, all sat there wrapped at her asking the question. Mm-hmm. At any point, they could have picked up the mic and said, I'll take that.
Yeah, well, you saw that part too, right? They took the mic from each other and they even wiped the mic.
I think the mic was just for decoration there. I don't even know if that thing worked.
You gotta clean the mic before they pass that mic around. Okay, this is why it's so essential that if you're going to do a Zoom conference, do it in your privacy where you're sitting by yourself to do it. But they got to be more transparent, and
right.
I wish they would just say, this is $129 million we have, and here's the account, and let's go ahead and line item it. This is what I tell you, every last dollar is spent, and that's full accountability. There's no, transparency is a good thing. I don't see anything wrong with being transparent.
Of course not.
You got to be transparent.
There's transparency with everything that you're doing with the spending, but there's also accessibility. And that's why the issue of transparency is made even worse by this administration, because our access to these government officials, especially the governor, is very limited. You cannot choose which media outlet that you want to talk to. Yeah, well, she does, but and I ask her. I've asked her so many times. I'm tired of asking. I'm not going to ask anymore because it's not. I think that she thinks it's Chris Barnett or whatever asking, but it's not. I mean, people. You're the governor of Guam. We have the biggest audience. People want to hear from you. Don't take it personal. You know what I mean?
You have a big follower, so but they shouldn't be afraid. You can run for office, the highest office of the land here.
Yeah.
You got to be more transparent. That's how you're going to get people to follow you.
And the reason why the media was so backed up on questions is because the last time we saw the governor and were able to ask her questions was 6 days ago. 6 days ago, and then so of course we've got questions going back to 6 days ago.
Yeah, I know, Chris.
Ridiculous. And so when they control the access and they act like having a press conference where the media gets 2 questions is doing us a favor, they're totally missing the point, because it's not about us. We're just being empowered by the people of Guam to go and ask the questions that they want to get the answers to. But the way it seems with this administration is they just hate the media.
Yeah,
and when they shouldn't blame us. Go get mad at Tony Babauta. Go get mad at Tony Babauta. We wouldn't be asking you about Tony Babauta if Tony Babauta wasn't doing. And the response, he just stayed there one night because he wasn't. What has that got to do with anything? That's not how the quarantine works. And all you're doing is you're sowing distrust. People don't trust this administration already. It's terrible. And now they're at a point where, because of all the political BS that's been going on, now they don't even trust the test results.
Yeah, that's a point, and I try to talk to the physician advisory group too, is that you guys are sitting there going along with this. You're as guilty as it comes, because it's almost like you're watching something happen and you're not reporting it. Those are the things that occurs, and you have to earn the trust of the people. Now you question, hey, are we going to believe what's going on? Are we going to believe that you actually the results are true and not fudging it? Things like that. Those are questions that come into people's mind now. So you're going to have to earn their trust back. And if they have the opportunity to do so week in and week out, but they're not doing it. That's the frustrating part, even for myself.
It would have been so easy, Doc, for them to say, okay, recovery questions, we're going to do that. Okay, anybody? Nobody has recovery going once, going twice. Okay, we're going to open the floor to everything else, guys. How hard would that have been?
Chris, it is so easy to put up a slide, right? They put these projections, right? They put these 6,000 death projections, whatever it is. It's so easy to fact. You got 125 million, 28 million. Put it up. Okay, today, this week, this is what we used it for. Next week, okay, 128 million is down to 100 million. This is what we used for. Next week, it's down to 90 million. This is what we used for. Line by line by line by line. What is so hard? Just do that. It's transparent. It's so fast. One slide says it all.
Well, hopefully we can get that, but I'm not, holding my breath or anything.
No, they're gonna have to do something about that because if they don't
the senators are planning on going into session next week, and the way it sounds, it's like they want a full-on override of Bill 333.
They should, and then they, in fact, they probably should also strip some of the powers of silence when you go to emergency. What is this non-government? What is the Open Government Act? Is suspended. Why would you want to do that?
That was like the first thing they did. That was their priority.
I know this is an emergency, but we learned how to do a conference and get into an office without having to be there. Why do you want to suspend Open Government Act? That is right there that tells you that, hey, we're not going to be transparent, because you don't want to do that. Open government law exists for a reason, and that reason, I would think that it's the trust that you want to give the people that, hey, you're doing something about par. Because once you start stripping away this open government or, the transparency issues, things like that, then it all falls apart. Then you're not going to get the trust of the people. And this is why a lot of people are not understanding what's going on. And, it's a good thing that a lot of our doctors, okay, I think the people stay at home because our doctor told them to stay at home. The PSA that we did with the media got out there, and that worked. Okay, it's not because of the government's PSA that, hey, stay at home, don't go do this. I really truly believe these our doctors working with the media got their word out, and thank KUAM and all the media outlets for helping us do that. And I think that's what works. But now the government has to fight this issue about transparency. And what they did yesterday,
man,
I caught that and I put it on my Facebook. And the reason I put it on my Facebook because I think it's important for people to see.
Yeah, it is. Doc, we got to run. It's the top of the hour.
All right, Chris.
Okay, thank you so much. Wash your hands.
Of course.
Okay, thanks for the support, Doc.
All right.
Okay, it's 8 o'clock. We're KUAM FM in Agani, Guam. We're going to take a real quick break, flick the big switch, and jump over to KUAM TV 11 right here on KUAM News' Takeover, Guam's favorite. It is containing COVID. Good morning.
Keeping you informed.